The Husky Hub, brought to you by Education International. Hey everybody, on this edition of the Husky Hub, we're going to teach you how to use an allegory in everyday life. So we'll break it down like this. We'll give you an academic definition, which will be a little hard to understand. So then we'll take a student-friendly definition, which hopefully you'll be able to comprehend. And after that, we'll throw in some examples, so you know how to use this literary device in your everyday life.
An allegory is the rhetorical strategy of using characters, events, actions, and objects in the textual context of a story to extend a metaphor that has an alternative meaning. An allegory is often referred to as a symbolic idea due to the representing factor of this strategy. Good morning, my students. I'm about to tell you a tale of hope and despair, of friends and foes, and of life and death. It is the story of the allegory. The allegory is a complex literary topic, and thus I expect you all to write a 10-page, single-spaced paper due tomorrow. Are there any questions? Okay. And remember, Listerine, cool mint, deeper clean.
Logically, an allegory is a story intended to teach you more of life as a basic truth or moral just through a quarrel. It takes people saying events and it has it metaphorically symbolized for different ideas and different qualities. Level 1 is just receptively, basically almost literally. Speaking or basing factually ideas, you are speaking vividly. The moral part is not hidden or spaced secretly. The very first level of meaning, which is literally literal. Other levels show the meaning symbolism, which is almost creatively, taking something new and just comparing and stating ideas for something meaningful. Literal and symbolic levels very quite effectively show you the allegory term of morals very projectively, and when it comes to teaching new terms, you shouldn't mess with me. Oh, this is DJ Tashi with an allegory rap.
One example of an allegory can be seen in George Orwell's famous work, Animal Farm, which uses animals to serve as a metaphor for the Russian Revolution.
In the recent young adult novel, Divergent by Veronica Roth, the main character Tris is an example of allegory. She's an example of allegory because she rebels against society, and then therefore she can not only be considered a main character, but also a metaphor for all of the rebels inside of us and the willingness to go against society.
And now we have an example of allegory that has not yet been featured in text, yet is still meaningful all the same. It is a story of a guilty man. His name was Wingy. This complex name represents his confusion about his own life. And this Listerine bottle represents his desire to cleanse his soul of all the wrongs that he has performed. And this bottle, which he also carries, it states, heat protection, stays smooth and shiny, represents his desire to smooth out his own life. And when he finally finishes this bottle of Listerine, it represents that he has finally cleansed his soul, and there is nothing more to be done. It is an allegory through an object.
Another example of allegory is in the famous book, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe by C.S. Lewis. In this book, the author uses the lion, Aslan, as an allegory itself, because he is a character. Aslan in this book represents Jesus Christ, because he helps other people